All right. Hello, Patrina Dixon. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. So I'll just take a moment and say that this is my dear friend, Patrina Dixon, and she is the wonderful owner of It's My Money Financial Consulting. And Patrina and I met, oh gosh, through a convoluted way. And I'm going to turn it over to Patrina so she can introduce herself. Go ahead, my friend.
Great. First of all, Heather, thanks for having me on. I'm so I'm so excited to be here. My name is Patrina Dixon. I'm the founder of It's My Money. The whole mission of my business is to help people be more financially astute. So I'm so glad to be on today.
There goes
Thanks.
my dog.
That's okay. Like he likes the topic. I love it. He or she likes the topic.
He's all over it. He's protecting us from COVID-19. He's sure he's got it under control.
I love it.
Unbelievable. So, you and I have talked about money before. You came to the YW and did a wonderful program for us. People are still talking about everything they learned. And, I know you've probably checked through your house. You don't have a crystal ball. You can't tell us, exactly what's going to happen or what to do, but give us a little bit of thought. You're my money expert, my money guru. What are you doing? What are you thinking? And what could you tell me now?
Yeah, so first and foremost, you want to absolutely reduce your spending. And in a lot of different towns and counties and states, we're not able to go out, or they're asking us to go out less unless you're an essential worker. So that hopefully that will help into reducing your spending. So please reduce your spending, even from an online perspective. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that you're only buying essentials.
I'm
And you
taking
want
some
to,
notes here.
yeah, no problem. And you want to increase your savings. Also, this is time when one of the most important things are on sale, which are stocks. So if you're into purchasing stocks or buying individual stocks, this may be the time to do so. I would encourage you to consult with the financial advisor before doing so. But
Okay.
this is when the stocks are on sale, if you will, because when the market is down, the stocks are low. So the key to the stock market is buy low, sell high. So again, I wouldn't do that without someone working with you that know more about the stock market, but that is another thing that I would encourage you to do. And pay your bills on time. I know that there's been a lot of concessions where, or a lot of information shared where your lights can't get cut off, your gas can't get cut off. If you're homeowner, your mortgage, you don't have to pay mortgage and consult with all of those different lenders. But if you're able to pay your bills, you want to do that because when that is lifted, you're still owe that money. So just be really cautious about how you go about not paying those things that can't be turned off during this time.
I'm so glad you said that because that definitely occurred to me today. I'm a homeowner and thankfully, I'm super grateful right now. Both my husband and I are still pulling in a paycheck, and I know that that's rare, and I'm super grateful for it. But I did think of that, like, ooh, it'd be so nice to like take some time off from paying these bills, but I know that I can, I know that I should, and now my money expert has told me.
Yes. Now, if you have a situation, let's just say with your mortgage, and you talk to your mortgage company and they're going to say you don't pay for 3 months and they'll put those 3 months at the end of your loan, then that's a different situation because when
Okay.
the time is lifted, you're just going to resume paying at the regular mortgage payment. But if you once the lift comes off and you'll have to owe everything that you haven't paid in those 2 or 3 months, that's when that could become a more of a hardship situation for you.
Okay.
So it really depends on a person by person situation, but all that I've seen and read thus far, it's everything is on a halt, and then when it releases, it releases. It's not saying you don't have to owe that time that you did not pay.
Okay. And that's one thing you've always been so good about, reminding me is, and this is your message, right? Is be smart, educate yourself, be smart. Like, my family, we were chit-chatting about, because both of my girls, I have one in college and one that's going to college next year, hopefully.
Uh-huh.
And, we were talking about what do we do if we get this cash payment from the government, right? And I said, well, here's what we're going to do. Your student loans right now are not accruing any interest because that's been halted for the time being. So we're going to use that money to zero out any credit card debt. We don't have a lot, but we always have a kind of a little bit. Every once in a while I get it to zero and then it kind of creeps up a couple $100, but we're going to kill that. And then we're going to, then we'll put it on car loans, or we'll put it on something that's accruing interest.
Right.
Because that just seems to me, we've got a little bit of a cushion, a little nest egg that we can use for emergency fund. I don't need to really add to that right now. I want to put that money back in the economy, but in a place that will do me some good.
You know what, Heather, that's exactly how you need to think about it.
Okay.
So yes, so wherever you're accruing interest, especially if interest is really in, you want to make sure that you are knocking that down as much as possible. So that's exactly what you should do. And as you probably know, they haven't finalized what that actual dollar amount would be.
Right.
Will be. Last I read, it was like 1,200 for those that are making 75,000 and less, and then couples, I forget, I think it's 150 for a family of two, a husband and wife filing together, and then 500 per child. But that's still not final. So once we figure out what that, or what's to determine what that is and when that's going to be sent, the way you're thinking about it is exactly how people should think about it. Make it work for you, and put it in the economy that helps the Heather's household, helps the Patrina household, whatever household it's going into. You have to think about it the way you're thinking about it is exactly what I would recommend.
Awesome. See, I'm learning, Patrina. I'm learning from you.
I love it. You must be a part of the It's My Money squad.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
I am. So speaking of that, let's take the last little bit of time we have here together to let people know where they can connect with you, because one of the things I'm trying to do with this weird time that we're all in, right, is to make meaning out of it. And I don't like the whole like everything happens for a reason, because that makes me feel a little bit what's gonna happen. But if I can make meaning out of stuff, that makes me feel like I'm using my time. So one of the meanings that I'm making out of this is I woke up yesterday and I was like, I didn't spend any money yesterday because I couldn't go anywhere. And it was like, yeah, my life was no worse for the wear. Like I still ate all day long, and I still enjoyed my all of my enjoyments, and I wasn't curled up in a ball, And so I thought this is a time for all of us to see what we can draw out of this opportunity to slow down, consume less, listen to Patrina, increase our savings, decrease our spending. So how can people connect? And also, this is my other thing, is to bring people's awareness to folks like you, content and connections where they can enrich their lives, enrich the information that they have coming into their life. So how can people get in touch like I did with Patrina Dixon?
Sure. So Heather, first, let me say thank you for having me on. And secondly, I want to say, to your point, by us not being able to go out, we hopefully people have gone out and done their grocery shopping, gotten their toilet paper, whatever it is they needed to do. You'll find where you can be very resourceful when you were told you need to stay in, and hopefully that'll get us to your earlier point. You don't want to say things happen for a reason, but this will help us find that we can be very resourceful when we need to, and then maybe some of the habits and things that we do to get us through this phase will be things that we continue. So you spend less, but you eat the food that you have in your house. You're not going out to eat, you're not ordering in or whatever have you. So hopefully that you'll maintain those habits. I do have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. I started right before this came about. Since the coronavirus has started and people are just panicking a little bit about finances, some have lost their jobs. This community really is about people coming together, both men and women alike, that want more information. They want to hear from the expert. And then I also bring experts in other fields, like taxes is not exactly my thing, so I have a tax person in there. I'm bringing someone else that have grown their side hustle to a lot of money, so she's going to come and talk about that. Somebody that is a subject matter expert in investing. So this group allows you to get free information from others that are expert in the field, in addition to myself. So it's called It's My Money Squad.
Yep.
It's IT $$ MYMONEY squad. So It's My Money Squad. That's on Facebook. I also am a podcast host, and my podcast is across all platforms. Again, free information where you hear various different financial stories that may resonate with you, that you can help or hopefully try to take some of those tips to put into your life to make your money situation different. That podcast is called The Money Exchange.
Okay.
And
Can you
also, oh, go ahead.
can you email me all of these links and I'll post them underneath this video as well. I mean, you can keep telling us about them, but I just want people to be able to like click and get you. Click and get you.
No, enough said, girlfriend. I will absolutely. And then the other one I was going to say, I'm also a financial blogger, so I'll send you the link to that as well. The thing I want to leave people with is this is will be a new norm for us for a little while. We don't know how long. Stay safe, stay with your families. The best way you can do is to not panic and listen to things like you're putting together here, and really, really look at where you used to spend your money and just continue doing that, except for things that are essential. And be sure, if you can pay your bills, to do that as opposed to waiting because it will not go away. So that's what I'll leave you with.
I love that. That is the best message. I love it. I think we need to highlight that. Like, if you can pay your bills, go ahead, because it's really going to be easy to be like, oh, I don't have to pay this. Great. But this is really still a time to stick with your core values and do what you can if you can. If you need the break, take it. But that's great. Patrina, thank you so much for your time. I cannot wait to get this information out to the community. As soon as you send me all of those links, I will definitely post them when we put this out here, probably in the next day or two. Be well, my friend.
All right. Thank you. You do the same.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.